Okay. All right, so do you guys recall bubble smash?
Yes.
Okay, let's just do a bubble smash for a minute. This is our fingernail check. Now we know, oh, I need to cut my nails. We're gonna make that bubble smash and then go ahead and put.
What?
Is your piano on?
Oh, I have no idea, but I have really long fingernails today.
Yeah, it's not
That's okay.
turning on.
No judgment. Did it work?
It's not turning on.
Oh, mine's on. Oh, I didn't plug yours.
Oh,
in, Travis.
okay.
That was mine. Sorry.
I
Okay.
just saw the plug down here.
Yeah, you would think it would be all working. That would be what logical teacher would have done. Okay, so we're gonna take our bubble and I want you to place your hands really wide on your piano on like C2 and C6. And then if you're sitting close, go ahead and slide back a little bit. Let's find some piano technique. So make sure that bench is back. We don't want T-Rex arms, just like you would with your child. Okay, y'all look pretty good. Okay, we're gonna do piano push-ups. So your fingers, we don't want them to buckle. We're gonna come all the way down and then use your fingers, push up. Yeah. Doesn't have to be strenuous, but I really want you to feel the strength of your fingers. Yep. Okay, so your child's gonna do this every day. This is technique, right? They hopefully are. If they're not, you're gonna start now. Okay, closed finger exercise. Hold on, let me just look at my note here. Like this. Okay, we're gonna turn to our magic songbook. Borrow mine, I'm gonna bring you. Actually, I should let all of us right here and borrow. Okay, so turn to page 5. We're gonna do just one quick little song. You know I'm gonna teach you tonight. Okay. So we're going to just do the endings at the bottom of its Presto time. So everybody find middle C with your right hand, C4, and then a finger for each key. So you can follow along. We're going to go through each ending. The finger numbers are below. The first one is Mi, Re, Do, and it starts on finger 3. So let's play and sing. Can someone play their third finger? Or their note? Okay. Here we go. Let's play. Mi, Re, Do. Good. Let's try the next one. It starts on finger 5. So, Fa, Mi, Re, Do. Good. The next one is skips. So, Mi, Do. And the next one. So, Re, Re, Do. Switch to your left hand. Put that left hand on middle C. Finger 4 plays. So, Do. And the last one. So, La, Ti, Do. Good. So closed finger warm-up. These are warm-ups. We don't usually use Presto time. I was on the wrong page. We got a bonus Presto time. So these closed finger exercises, that's what I meant to have you do. I'm not going to make you play again, but I just want you to look. It's essentially scales. Yeah, Katie, why don't you play them for us? You got it. Will you play the C for us? C, drop, 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 C. Drop, 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 C, red chord, and then you go to the blue chord. Yeah, that was awesome. Okay, so these are warm-ups. Every pianist plays scales. We're going to be playing scales. It's how we warm up our fingers. Every day they're going to do that. Okay, it's part of their daily practice. Yeah. Okay, let's try the purple chord. So everybody find a red chord position, middle C position, finger for each key, and then we use fingers 1, 3, and 5. So everybody play a red chord for me. Red chord, good. Now I want you to switch your third finger, put number 2 on that E, and then slide your pinky up to A. C, E, A. Yeah, that's the purple chord. Yes, gorgeous. Okay, now you know how to rock and roll. Okay, easy peasy. This is our first minor chord that we're learning in class.
So there's a question, what makes it minor?
It makes, okay, so when you invert it, it does not sound minor.
Yeah.
Right? But when I invert it, do you hear that it's minor now? It makes it minor because it's the amount of whole steps and half steps between the notes. Okay, so from here to here is a half step, from here to here is a whole step. A major chord is 2 whole steps, and then, now I'm forgetting. Let's see, whole step, whole step. So a major chord is made of an interval of a third, which is 2 whole steps, and then 2 1/2 steps. So 1 1/2. one whole step and one half step. That makes a major chord. A minor chord has a smaller third on the bottom. It's only 1.5 steps instead of 2 whole steps. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's what makes it a minor chord. It's the theory behind it. And you can't hear it unless you invert it, but it is a minor chord. Okay. Shoot, did I not push play? Tell me I push play. Oh, good. Okay. All right, let's experience our new rhythms. You guys can stay at the piano. I'm going to just put some rhythms up on the board, and I'm going to turn on my metronome. We're going to learn how to play them. So the first one I want to do, you guys hear that? It's as loud as it goes. So I'll tap it on my knee first. That's what it looks like. We call this the hello there rhythm. So here's my quarter note. Hello there. Hello there. I can't do it 2 hands. Hello there. Ah! Hello there. So do you see how it's quick, long, quick? This is a syncopated rhythm. It's hard to count it out. We'll do it at some point, but we start out by saying words that make meaning to us. So, hello there. Let's try it on the piano. Just put your thumb on C. Here's our quarter note. Bum, bum. Here we go. Hello there. Yeah. Hello there. Good. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. That's how we would count that, or we will count that eventually. All right, so there's that one. We also have very similar, slightly different. Call this one goodbye. And the only difference is we don't have that last little 8th note, right? So let's try, this is another syncopated. Here's our rhythm. Let's try playing 4 goodbyes. Here we go on C. Goodbye, hold it. Goodbye, hold. Good, one more. Goodbye, good. And we have a song, it's called Goodbye. It's so cute, it teaches that rhythm. Okay, this one is our gallop. That's the one you're thinking of. Think about it and actually say the words with me. Say gallop, or sing it. We'll do it on middle C. You can octave down, Travis, if you want. So it'd be down here. All right, so it's gonna be like this. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, like this. Gallop, 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 gallop. I got ahead of myself. So it's long, short, long, short. Let's try it together with the words. Here we go, yeah. Gallop, 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 gallop. Good. Okay, one last one. It's called a triplet. I love triplets. There's also a song for triplets. And these, it almost, okay, never mind. Sometimes I feel like it's a butterfly, but it's really not, because each of these notes has equal weight. They all get one beat. They all have to fit in one count. So, here's my beat. And it would be triplet, triplet, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Do you hear how it's a 3 pattern?
Three notes making up
Yeah.
Where the other one would take 2.
Mm-hmm. So the best way to play these is to actually say triplet, 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 and evenly weight the syllables. Mm-hmm. Triplet, triplet, that's it. Let's try it one time. Everybody middle C. Here we go 4 times. Triplet, 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 good. And there's a song for that. I know, we just want to keep going.
That's easy to go.
It's so fun. Now you know why your kids are like, I just want to play, it's just always like, stop. Okay, so let's move on. We've experienced our new rhythms. Oops. Oh, hold on. Those are the pieces of the purple chord. Do, mi, la. I told you the letter names, but that's the solfege pieces. I should have done that first. Okay, so we've done this. You know what? Let's really quickly play this song, Rockin' Bug Chords. It's page 8 and 9. It's fun. That's why. So I'm going to turn my metronome back on, and we're going to play the gallop. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So we have red chord, we have the purple chord. Second measure is purple chord. Third measure is, anybody can tell me what color chord that is?
Yellow.
Top heavy is blue.
So
Blue.
close.
I know, right? And then the last one is yellow. So let's try it. And if you mess up, it's fine. I will still love you, I promise. Okay. Here. Oh, this is a little fast. Let's take it down. So it's and here we go. Red chord. Gallop, 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 gallop. Purple. Gallop, 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 gallop. Blue. Gallop, gallop, gallop. Yellow. Gallop, gallop. And red. Roll it off. You're awesome. You're awesome. That is seriously like springing on hard stuff. So that's kind of what we're going to do with those, using our chords to support new rhythms. They already know the chords. I mean, purple's new, but they're going to be so excited about it, they'll just hardly be able to stand it. But it's a way to help use something they already know to teach the new rhythms, which is awesome. So, we got it. We have goodbye, gallop, hello there, and triplet. Okay. The evolution of treble, bass, line, and space. We're adding on to the song. So we have 8 C's on the piano, we know this. And the purpose behind these 8 C's is to, why we learn them on the keyboard and then the staff, is to understand the relationships and the orientation behind all of that. So, a fast-paced song that teaches skipping patterns. So the purpose of treble, bass, line, and space, I'll show you my poster. It's, excuse me, it's going to teach them patterns. Our brains love patterns. We start with the treble lines. E, G, B, D, F, A, C, these are the lines of the treble you see. And then we move on to the treble spaces. F, A, C, E, G, B, these are the treble spaces. Goodbye. And that stands for goodbye. So these are easy to remember. Face rhymes with space. That's what I learned as a kid. G and B are kind of random, but it's think of goodbye, and then they'll get it. They'll just get it from this song. So then we have the bass spaces. Drop down to, ooh, I'm forgetting how it goes. I can't remember how it goes. Shoot. I'm gonna play because I really want you to hear it. I want you to hear how fast it goes. And then you'll see why I really want you to listen to your CDs. So, here we go. Treble, bass, line, and space. I don't have it. Oh. E, G, B, D, F, A, C, these are the lines of the treble you see. F, A, C, E, G, B, these are the treble spaces. Goodbye.
Spaces of the bass clef are easy, you see, because F2 is falling off the staff, breaking free. Flip down to D. F, A, C, E, G, B, D, D. F, A, C, E, G, B, D. Now for the lines. Start with C2 and get those skipping snakes out for review. Let's go. C, E, G, B, D, F, A, C, C, E, G, B, D, F, A, C.
I tell you, I worked on that for like 2 weeks. Because I'm old. Your kids will get it way faster. But my brain is a little more concrete, so I want you to learn it too. Because then you can help your children. But yeah, this is really going to help read notes C2 to C6 in a snap. Strong note readers translate to happy pianists. It's so much easier to play when you know your notes. Like, I can say that from personal experience. And then the note names in Magic, our workbook 91, I already showed you this. This is the reference page. It has all the names and all the words to that song. Your best friend right there. Okay. Talked about the app. It's the Note Rush app. I would love for you to download it. We don't really need to have them play it yet until Roots because we're still learning all the names on the staff right now. So Purple Magic semester, we are learning the staff names. They already know all the names on the keyboard. Now we're learning the staff, or further reinforcing the staff and learning patterns, because we did we did learn this last semester. But we won't correlate the two so much until Orange, and that's what that Note Rush app does. So you can download it now or wait until January. You don't need it until January. In a Flash Club, we do have that starting Purple Magic. Your flashcards have a rubber band around them. This is a tool, so every few weeks we'll add a few flashcards to the mix. The ones we're not using yet need to stay rubber banded, so you don't, like, they'll go through like the first 5. And for instance, they will learn all the lines of the treble staff. And that's all their flashcards will be. And everything else will be banded off. So when they go through them and time themselves, they're only using those ones that are unbanded. Then we'll add on the spaces, keep the rest banded, and so on and so forth. All right, so keep the rubber band, it is a tool. If it breaks and you need another, I've got millions, let me know. Roots workbook, page 3. I'm not gonna make you know, I just wanna see what this is. I can't remember. I think it's talking about flashcards. Oh, you don't need to move for it, but it just talks about the In a Flash Club. So what we do is to celebrate their best time. They're gonna write their best time for the week in their homework. We celebrate in class. It's not a huge big
So
deal.
they'll be practicing it, but they won't be writing. There's not a spot in the workbook for it during the purple.
Yes, correct. They don't need to worry about timing themselves in purple. They just want to do it as fast as they can, but it's not something they need to keep track of yet. In Orange Roots, they will write down their best time, just so we can see improvement. It's fun to see. All right, In a Flash Club lessons. Oh, you guys, I really don't feel like your kids are going to need this, but I will offer private lessons to help with note naming, and I do not charge $25. Oh, 60 minutes. Okay, so this would be a group lesson. Sorry, I'm confusing this. If I see that the class needs a little extra help, I may just say, hey, I'm going to do a Saturday workshop. It's going to be an hour long. They need some more games, and we'll just come and just reinforce it. I'll teach them a couple games, stuff like that. I don't know that I'll do this. We'll just see how it goes. We'll see what they need. Research tells us that memory requires 400 repetitions to learn something, but when you incorporate play, a memory only requires 16 repetitions. So flashcards are not playful, but they are still important because the repetitions are helpful. However, we want to make this playful. Note Rush is playful, they're gonna like it. It's like the dopamine rush because they get a little ding when they get the note right, they level up. It's kind of like a note video game, but in a good educational way. But also games. We have lots of games we're going to play in class that will help them with note naming. So play, play, play. We love it. Okay, showtime. This is new this year. There will be this little icon on songs that we're going to do a showtime for. And it just means, oh, it will show it in the bench pal on a particular song. That means next week is showtime. All that means is your child will have the chance to show off. Play the song if they want to. You can do this a number of ways. They can play it in class. Sometimes they like to play a duet. Sometimes they want to do a solo. They usually know exactly how they want to do it. Some people also use Marco Polo. So I don't know, or text me. You can text me a video. This can be done during the week. If you know that C minor cadences are, for example, I don't think that's ever a showtime, but if it were, if you know that's a showtime and your kid is ready to do it at home, they're comfortable in their own space, send me a quick little video. If you use Marco Polo, I'm on there. It's fast and easy, although I do find it sucks up data. So use it when you're on Wi-Fi. Anyway, I love to get texts, and that's actually really efficient for me time-wise, and we don't have to do so much in class. So lots of ways to do it. I think I just talked about everything that was going to be on here. The expectations is that they need to be able to play the song, at least with the practice track. As you know, the practice tracks are slower. They can use the song using, they do need to play using proper technique and expression. It's helpful if it's memorized. They don't have to do the whole song, but I want to hear a good chunk of it, all right? And there will be a prize for showtime. Yay! They can pass off songs after a showtime lesson. So this pass off would mean like they polished it. If they want to do that, they can do that anytime. Again, I would probably say through text to Marco Polo, we don't always have time to do that in class. But if they're super excited about a song and they come home and they're like, she said I can't do it in class, take a video please, send it to me, and I will let them know they've passed it off, because that is like a big deal for this age group. So let's talk about composition for just a second. I'm not gonna go and look at the pages, but there, in our Roots songbook, there is an overview. Oh gosh. I'm not gonna make you go. I'm gonna hold it up for
Are
you.
we not doing composition until
I was just thinking.
Not till Roots. Yeah, orange Roots. So on page 46, it's just a little addition to the Bench Pals. It's called Composer's Corner. And it's just teaching in very small chunks the process of being creative. Starts with like thinking of a story and how would that story sound. And it's very basic, but that's going to be added to Bench Pals. So not going to take a lot of time, but it is going to get their juices flowing.
Joshua started doing some compositions this summer because
Yes.
just on the black keys, because he felt like it was so easy just playing black keys.
Awesome. He's like giving them some love. They're often neglected.
So
Very cool.
yeah, because he's like, it sounds like rain. So,
That's exactly how we will compose. It'll be fun and playful. They'll think of what they want to write about, what story they want to tell, and then we'll just add music to it. They will, not we. They will. We will do a private lesson on lesson 6 of Orange and lesson 11. And that will be a 20-minute lesson. They'll come and sit with me. They'll have done some steps already, and then I will help them notate what they have done. I use an app on my computer, and I can connect it to the keyboard so that they can play their song in. It gets a little tricky because they have to have really good meter sometimes, or it doesn't understand anything. But if the computer won't do it, I can do it. So I will just like sit and record our lessons, and then I'll put it into notation. Then I'll send that home with them, or probably email it to you, and then you can print it off. They'll start practicing that, think about how they want to change it or add to it, and then we'll do another private lesson to finalize and polish everything up on lesson 11, and then it'll be set. It will be published in a book that they will get at the end of the year. Encourage tinkering on the keyboard. It's already happening, I'm sure. Encourage it. That is really, really important. And then we'll have our end of year recital where they will debut their piece, and it's really exciting and really, really fun. Okay, at-home practice. You guys have already told me a little bit about that. I want you to remember, I'm not sure how much I talked about this last year because I don't know if I understood it very well, but the idea of chunking, practicing in chunks. Do you guys know what I mean when I say that? So, especially when it comes to new songs, the challenge songs, or the above and beyond, the things that are hard for them, you want to just start with one measure, and they're going to practice that one chunk, probably just the right hand, and then they'll try the left hand, and then they'll add the hands together, one measure. That's it. You're practicing chunks with them. I don't want you to feel like they have to be playing the whole song by the end of the week. If their chunks are smaller and you're moving slower, that's okay. Don't be stressed out by the workload. Move at the pace your child needs. As long as you're practicing and there isn't like a developmental thing we're discovering or I should know about, they will progress and they will pretty much all stay on the same track because they're the same age. Well, give or take. But that's why we have options to advance. Hello? I think that's my children. Is that my husband? Okay. Alright, I'm gonna save this. So Bench Pals should take no longer than 45 minutes. It will only take that much if your child is doing above and beyond songs. Don't be scared by that. Yeah, but it's just, it will take time if they add those on. I want you to think of the power of 21 here. So when we're chunking, say we're using a measure, they're gonna practice that chunk 21 times. And there is a whole myriad of tips on how to do that. I believe it's in the front of your purple songbook. I can't remember now actually. Might be in the workbook, I'm sorry. Probably wrote it down on the next slide. So it gives you ideas of how to make 21. Oh, here it is. It's on page 3. It's called Jazz It Up. So they can roll a dice. They can, the number they see on the dice is how many times they have to play a measure or a chunk. It says song, but break it down even further. They can get like 21 candies, Smarties, and every time they play it, eat a Smartie. So we really want them to get repetitions in. Small chunks, but lots of repetitions, and that is how they will be able to learn to polish and perfect repertoire. Again, we're not polishing whole songs, we're polishing chunks. They will polish some songs, but not the whole book by any means. Okay, we're not going to take time to try it. I think you guys get what I mean. And we already talked about that. Okay, so we talked about our expectations. I'm pretty sure I went over all this. Make sure you listen to the songs. I don't think I touched on that, but it will say in the spotlight the songs we really want to learn this week. Listen to the whole CD as often as you can, of course, but those are the focus songs that week. Do you guys have any questions about Benchwarmer? I feel like we've done a lot of discussion about this. I'm gonna move on. I will only give prizes if parents' initials have been made. And I have made more than one student cry. Not intentionally, but I'm really strict about that because it validates the effort that the other kids are putting in when I really stick to my boundaries. So I'm pretty strict about that. If they haven't had you sign it, I will not give them the prize. But they can bring it next week for the prize. Or if you go to the car at the end of class and you sign it. I just like a little bit of accountability. So they need to check it off, they need to have it done, and they need to have it signed.
I like it because I can't remember the assignment. He needs to help me remember
Yeah,
the assignment.
it's
like
his
it's responsibility.
their job. And if they forget, then that's okay. There is a consequence. And I'll still love them no matter what, but they won't get the prize, and that's okay. It's part of life. Science proves that those who study the piano 2.5 hours or more a week will experience substantial corpus callosum growth. That's the matter between the hemispheres of your brain, connects them. It's how the two hemispheres communicate, the corpus callosum. And those who practice piano specifically, 2.5 hours or more, their corpus callosum, like they do this often, not just like 1 week and then they're done. It's 40% thicker than those who do not. Growing their brain, literally. Or yours. Go ahead and try it too. Okay, tips for success. Put it on your calendar. Honor it like you would anything, like paying a bill. Do it. Those who plan to fail to plan to fail. Divide and conquer. Do half the Benchwarmer before school and the other half after school. Prioritize Bench Pal. It's super important that we get that first day in because, as I said, it sets the tone for their whole week. If you need to, hire practice help. Heck, there are a lot of teenagers, high school, college students that are musicians that would probably love to have that experience. So look around. If you need help, I can give you ideas too. Actually, I don't know if I can. Every piano teacher I know, I don't know. It's hard to find a teacher. So, but I know you can. Just ask around if you have people in your family even that can help. Modify the Benchwarmer, make it, chunk it, however you need to do, make it more approachable. If you have a busy week or vacation, don't forget that you can do 2 practices in a day. It doesn't have to be days, it has to be practices. And then chunky practicing. Okay, my policies are all the same. I don't even need you to sign anything because the one I had you sign last year was for 2 years. Please be on time. You guys are all pretty good about this. I do have these cute students who are always 10 minutes late and they miss so much. So, I mean, I get it. Sometimes we're late. It's fine. But, like, try to be on time. And please be on time to pick them up because I have back-to-back classes. Even my later class, I now have a 6:30 class. It's helpful if they go to the bathroom before they come, but they can use my bathroom, so whatever. I don't really care about that one. Tuition, I have a calendar you just glued into their homework. All the purple days are tuition days. You can definitely pay me by semester if that works for you too. The calendar specifically has all the info. It has my payment info, all that good stuff.
We don't have any weird day like on Halloween this year, but
I do have a weird day. It's not Halloween though. We don't have class on Halloween, thank goodness. It's on the 30th. Day before. On October 2nd, I don't have class that week because I have some training at work. So,
but that's already on the calendar. So
It's
the
on the
calendar's
calendar.
normal.
Yes, barring illness or death, nothing will change. I'm sorry, I felt like
No,
last
it's
year's
just
year-
like I always would refer back to them. Like, wait, is this the
I
current
know,
one?
and then I forgot to put a new one in.
Yeah.
What happened is I had almost an entire class. I think it was Reese's class. He would have been anyway. I had like 7 of my 8 students that could not come on Halloween, which duh.
Yeah.
I don't know why I just didn't cancel class, but anyway, I didn't. So I do not have issues with that this time. There's our cute piano guy. Music should not be about perfection. It should be about progression and joy. I want to say music isn't about perfection. It is about progression and joy. What's that?
He can't read music.
No. And he has written books, like piano books, to teach kids how to play. He does not read music at all, but he's an amazing musician. He just has a certain skill set. Your kid is going to be able to do that and also read music. And hopefully they're having fun. We don't want to have perfectionists. I mean, there is a time and a place for perfection, perfecting stuff, but perfect doesn't really exist, except for auto-tune and, computer stuff. So, okay, just some fun quotes. Do hard things. Thank you. The end. Do you guys have any questions for me? I want to make sure I didn't grab anybody's books.
Piano tuner. Do you have a recommendation for a good piano?
If you're gonna get a video off our piano, we should probably. I mean, we got it tuned 2 times last year, but I don't think the tuning of the years was.
I have a great piano tuner. He lives in southern Utah and he comes up twice a year. And he just came last month. So I can give you his name.
Okay.
And then when he comes up again, I don't know, maybe he's only coming up once a year now because he didn't text me through the year. I'll ask around because there's more than one piano tuner in the state of Utah. There aren't that many though, actually.
Yeah, we called the piano store and we got him as a recommendation, but I mean, yeah, and it's crazy that it's out again. Yeah. And we had it twice in the same year.
They were about a year apart.
Oh, it was less than a year though.
He does. He looks at my old piano. He's like, I mean, you do have to tune the piano every year, especially if you have a swamp cooler like me. So the humidity in my air, it shifts my piano. I also have a boiler system, so my house is like extra old.
It was 6 months. It was 6 months. We had it done in
And
spring,
plaster walls.
and we
That's
had it
also,
done.
you got the trifecta.
It was 6 months.
Oh, there's more, but yeah,
It's been
that's
almost a year.
I'm
it's
sorry,
a beautiful old house.
It's been almost a year now, yes, but it was 6 months. We hadn't done it. It was 6 months from the first time he came out, and it was flat.
I'll give you the name of the guy I use, and then somebody in my neighborhood was just asking if anyone needed a piano tuner. It was a different person, so I'll give you both the names.
Okay.
And if it's out of tune, I don't care. I mean, it's okay.
Well, I mean,
She
it's
does.
probably.
If you know what
I'm
in
just-
tune
I
is,
don't
it's
want
hard to
him
hear.
Oh no, Travis actually has much better ear for that than I do, but I don't want him to practice on, and get his ear trained on something that it.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I will get a couple names for you.
Okay,
and-
thanks.
Yeah. Any other questions? Was I gonna give you something?
So, if we're not here to pick him up, just send him home.
Okay.
Like, he's totally okay to walk home.
Okay.
By himself.
At
He
dark.
actually
And
loves-
dark too.
Yeah, I'm
It's
trying
so
to let
close.
him be, it's so close, and I'm trying to let him be more independent, and it's really hard.
I get it.
But he thinks he wants to be independent, so I'm gonna let him.
Okay.
But I mean, if it's really dark, like during those few months, one of us will probably be here. but
Okay.
We're gonna try to let him be more independent. Like hard as it is. I just know, like, he leaves at 6:10, 6:15.
Yeah,
okay?
I know when to expect
If
it.
he's not home by then, we go.
Okay, okay.
So it's good.
Awesome. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right, thank you so much for
Thank
coming. Make sure you grab your purple materials.
This is yours.
Thank you. And I think I shuffled things around a little bit. So sorry.
No worries.
Let's see. Oops, I have 2 songbooks. I must have grabbed one from over there. I'll hang on to their Orange Roots materials till next semester. I feel like there's something else I need to give you. Everyone has flashcards, a CD,
Yeah.
schedule,
And the policies.
Okay. Oh, I did want to ask you. Do you remember that pouch I gave you last?
With the crayon markers.
Do they still have markers and nail clippers? I can get them new nail clippers.
Nail clippers were misplaced rather quickly, but I think I found it in a pair of.
Oh, okay.
There's another one in there.
I'll make sure that they have them. If not, I'll add some more.
Some of the markers started traveling around the house a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
They will need all that same stuff. So
Same markers and
I'll
nail
replenish
Okay.
and then try and encourage them to keep them
Yeah.
back.
Okay.
That'd be awesome. I think that's it.
Where do you want me to put it, please? Oh, just leave it. Okay, I'll take care of it.
Thanks for asking that.
Yes.
All right, thanks you guys.
Thank you.
Have a good couple weeks, and I will see your kiddos on the 28th.
Were we supposed to sign in?
Oh, no, it's fine. I will make a note of who came.
Okay.
Okay, if you guys know anybody